Hi there, friends. My name is Kaylee. Me and my wife are paying off a bunch of debt, and I'm trying to lose weight while doing it. I need to get a better intro for this series, I think. Hello. Happy Sunday. It's Sunday. It's about 5:30 p.m. here in New York City, and I'm already recording this closeout video because my evening is really slowing down, and I feel good saying I have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen in the next couple hours before bed, so get this recorded and posted at hopefully a much more reasonable hour than I usually do. If you don't know, and this is your first time stumbling across these videos, my name is Kaylee. Me and my wife are paying off 6 figures of student loan debt and trying to get financially independent, and I want to live long enough and well enough to enjoy that, so I am on a health journey. Some people would call it a weight loss journey, but I like to think of it as just kind of general health, but, you know, the weight is a big focus, so that's where I'm at. This week went super well, I gotta say, which is a crazy statement considering I was on my period pretty much until today. Pretty much the entire week I was on my period, and a few years ago, if I had heard myself say the words, "It was a great week," even though I was on my period, I wouldn't have believed you, because my period symptoms have been aggressive isn't even a strong enough word. They've been absolutely debilitating. And until I met Shay and started making some life changes, I would just be out of commission for multiple days every single month. And then I met Shay, and she kind of helped redirect me to some better choices, especially around caffeine. And more recently, I've been taking a different approach to hydration in that I am drinking water. I know, you heard it here first. So here's the thing, I'm focusing on, this is only, what is this, my second full week of doing this. So I'm focusing first on hydration, steps, calorie intake. That's about it. I'm not going crazy. I'm not making any humongous life changes. I am just trying to be more active, drink more water, and eat less food. It really is that simple. So this week, there were some things that made this journey easier and some things that made it harder, and it was kind of the same things, which is not just how it goes. So my boss was in town. He normally lives in Seattle. So that means that I was kind of playing tour guide all week and getting us around to the different stores that we wanted to go to and getting around the area. So my steps were super high the first few days of the week, like 15,000, 12,000, 16,000, like a lot of steps, just running around New York City, walking up and down. Like it was a lot of movement, which is great. But that also means that I was eating out a lot, which kind of makes it hard to make good decisions. But I went over 22 calories on one day this week, and that is it. So 1922, that's it. That was my highest day. It was Monday Night Football day. We were out at a bar, but I was also out at a bar on Wednesday and was able to make good choices and not go too crazy. So I feel really great about that. But then again, I was on my period, so Thursday I kind of kept it super low. Kind of relaxed a lot. I literally walked under 1,000 steps, but because I had more steps in the first half of the week, it made it nice and easy to stay and keep that average above 10,000, which is the goal. So my water intake was pretty consistent. It was a little low when I was out and about and around town. I'm noticing that when I'm out doing things, I have a tendency to drink way less water, so I need to build in... There's a cat staring at me. I need to build in better habits around, I don't know, carrying a water bottle around or getting water while I'm out and just tracking it better. I don't know. When I'm home and I have the water bottle with me all the time, water's not an issue. When I'm out and running around, working out of the house, it's a lot more difficult for me to keep track of. I'm worried I'm going to lose this if I take it with me, but I have noticed that the water intake has made a major impact in, you know, my period symptoms and just my overall wellness. So got to keep it up. But I had at least one full one of these every day last week, which I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but for me, that's a big change. And it's not like I was drinking soda or anything crazy before. I just wouldn't drink that much water. I would sip through like half of this throughout the day and just, it's not good. I needed more water for my body to function well. So water, almost 5 days I had 64 ounces or more of water, which is great. There were 2 where I only had one of those, like I said, which is 32, but it's moving in the right direction, man. My steps, my average for the week was 10,036 steps. Like I said, my boss was in town, and that makes that easier because we're running all over the place. So I'm really hoping I can maintain that momentum next week when nobody's in town and it's just me and my life. We'll see. I feel really happy about that because it's, like I said, it's 5:30 p.m. Technically, it's probably going to be a little bit higher than that, but for the sake of the day, I'll take that. I'm already at over 10,000 for the week. Average, that's amazing. I'm really happy about that. And then my average calories throughout the week was 1649, and my goal right now is 1900. So that's amazing. 150 under. I didn't feel like I was depriving myself. I didn't feel like I was hungry at any point during the days. I felt fine. And that was with, going out. My boss was in town, stop for a beer before I go home, all this stuff. I say beer. It was like hard seltzers that are like 100 calories, but if I say I stopped for the hard seltzer, then it doesn't sound as cool. So I always say beer, and then my wife makes fun of me. I don't know what to tell you. So something else also that I realized this week, I weighed myself at the very beginning of the week, height of my period. My symptoms are still pretty aggressive as far as bleeding and cramping and stuff, but it was much more manageable. And I was up like 5 pounds. And I was like, oh my God, something terrible has happened. But like I said, I tried not to get in my head about it. I said that last week. I was like, I'm going to try not to get in my head. It's really hard when you weigh yourself and you see you're up 5 entire pounds on the scale. It was really a little bit stressful, and I tried not to think about it too much. I tried not to dwell on it. And that was great. I'm glad I didn't, or as much as I could, I'm glad I didn't, because this morning I weighed myself. I was 241.2, which is down from where I started. I started at, it started at 242.2. That's an entire pound. Neat. So with my period happening, with being out and stuff with my boss last week, I'm still down an entire pound from when I started. So that's 1. Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm sticking with the 1900 calories for now, and if I see that continuing to trend down, maybe I'll stay around there for a few weeks. I was thinking I'd have to drop it. I know I'll have to drop it at some point. I was thinking about dropping it to 18 here in the next couple weeks. But for now, I think I'm just going to leave it where it's at. Stick around with that. I'm coming in under that pretty consistently. Even last week, it was 1860, which isn't super under, but it's still kind of under. Yeah, that's 1 whole pound lost since I started this. Wow, I didn't even realize. I know that is kind of silly, but I'm proud of that. Progress. I have in the little weight loss app I'm using, Lose It, I have it tracking to a ½ pound a week, so I'm right on track. That feels good. With my period and everything, it used to throw off my entire life. And I used to just like binge eat and snack because I felt terrible and my body was bloated anyway and I just felt awful, and I would just eat comfort foods. And I still feel like I did that, but obviously not in a kind of extravagant way. So that's awesome. Wow. Which is extra crazy if you think about it, because I literally swung up 5 entire pounds for the period and then came all the way back down. So the body is weird. The human body is very weird and interesting. Powerful. Anyway, so I'm going to keep tracking on this thing. I'm really enjoying having just like little check-ins with myself at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I sit down, I'm writing down how much water I had today, how many steps I took, how many calories I ate, and then I sit and write out my to-do list for the next day, and I'm really enjoying that. I'm probably going to do that right now. So I'm writing out literally everything I want to do. I'm writing out water intake, steps. See, I didn't get all the way down today, but I write it all the way down every day because that's always my goal. That's awesome. Cool. All right. That was my update. It's October 27th. Let's keep doing the thing, and let me know how your journey's going. I know several of you said you wanted to keep up on this stuff. Let me know how you're doing. It's a weird time of year. It's hard to keep up with these things. There's a lot of social engagement. There's a lot of going out and being out of the house and going to parties and drinking things and all this stuff. So let me know how things are going for you. And I'll catch you on, there'll be some kind of video on Tuesday.